Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today's a little special because we've been sent a copy of Topito to review. This is a new game. It will be released later this month at Essen Spiel. It was sent to us by Sweet Lemon Publishing, so full disclosure, we've not paid for the game. But of course, we will be honest and sincere with our review. So we'll start with an overview of the game, and we will then move into positives and negatives and give you just a summary of our thoughts.
So, Topito is a dexterity game for 2 to 4 players, ages 7 and up. Your objective is to finish 7 of the cards before anyone else does. You do this just by achieving what's on those cards. So, for example, on this one, you've got here, you need to have the Mr. T character, the 4th up in a stack. And then in this one, you need to have the lion on top of the bear. Straight into the positives.
Yeah.
It is a really fun game. We really like dexterity games. And this is a fun dexterity game that is perfect for kids. Obviously, it's a kids game. But it's a great introductory game to get your kids into. It's just fun. Yeah. Really fun.
I agree. And just a quick comment on the components in general. They're all quite good quality, sturdy, and not using a sticker, but actually printing on the block. I think that's great, especially kids tend to pick at things. And
I love that. I love that it's printed on the block. That's really nice. Also, speaking of the actual images printed on there, there's 9 blocks, so there's 9 unique characters. And the really nice thing, something I noticed straight away, was they're very easily distinguishable from each other. And on the cards as well, you can tell what it is that you need to do very, very easily. Like, we've played a couple of games where you get cards and you go, is that this piece or this piece? No one's going to have any problem with this. It is really straightforward.
Yeah.
And they're sturdy. They're really, really nice. Everything's just great.
But they are a little slippy as well, so it keeps it a little challenging for players that are stacking and trying to transfer the stacks to different podiums.
It's deceptive because it is a bit slippery, and you can't tell sometimes if it's slightly leaning back, they'll slide off. Now, the great thing about this, because it's a kid's game, it's really easy to stack. It's really easy to move these things around when you're a kid because you get a nice additional rule where you can use 2 hands and you can touch as many blocks as you want. So you could have a stack of 3 that you do this with if you're a child. If you're not and you're an adult or an older sibling, you have to use 1 hand, touching 1 block, and move everything you need to move, just like that. It seems like it wouldn't be that...
than it seems.
Yeah, it seems like it wouldn't be that difficult, but it really does throw you off when all of a sudden everything just comes tumbling down.
Yeah.
And you mentioned as well the strategy.
Yeah, there is some nice beginner strategy that you can apply here. Yeah. Good problem solving.
It's great. Yeah, great for that.
Yeah, it's great, and it scales with the child. So as they get older, I think that they'll find new ways to play the game. And
yeah, well, the nice thing is, you're mentioning you start off. I mean, you get a hand of 4 cards, and so what we think most kids will probably do is just look at 1 card, try and achieve that 1 card. But then as you start playing it more, you start to realize you can actually kind of chain and combo these as you recognize the patterns and the different types. So eventually you probably find that kids will go, okay, well, I can put these 2 in this location, move this one, and now I get to do 2 cards. And it's great that the game sort of lets you do that progressively. Yeah. It's not a really high-risk thing to start having to do early on, which is great.
So I suppose we should mention negatives, which it was kind of hard to come up with negatives for this one.
Yeah, we had a couple things we thought of. The first one that I think is a negative is that it's loud. Now, because they're wooden blocks, they're quite sturdy and hefty. They're loud when they come crashing down, which is to be expected because it's about balancing and raising these up. But if you have a kid that has sensitive ears, or if you've got like a newborn, or just people that don't like really loud noises, that's not a nice thing. We have a wooden table.
So it was pretty noisy.
It was really loud. If you put down just like a mat, or if you played on a softer surface, it would dampen that noise quite a lot. Yeah. So it's not that big a deal.
Another thing that we noticed, now we're not colorblind, nor do we know anyone who is in our group of gamers, but we're aware that there are red, green, purple, blue color blindness. So just have a look at this image that we'll put up now. And if you know that you've got somebody that's going to game with you that has color blindness, just take a look at that and see if that's going to cause any problems. I don't think it will because they do a good job of changing the
highlights.
Yeah. So just take a look and make the decision yourself.
We just wanted to be sure on that one, just to give you a visual to look at.
Yeah.
The only other negative, and it's not a real negative really, it's a kids game. We're not kids. It was fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. I enjoyed my time with it. But it is a kids game ultimately. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. So if you are looking for a heavier dexterity game, this probably isn't it. There are other alternatives you can look at for that. But for kids, this is just spot on. I guess that kind of puts us into our final thoughts. Would you recommend this?
Oh, I absolutely would recommend it. If you're a family with young children, I certainly would recommend it. We've got nephews, and they're still a few years away from being able to play this game, but already I'm thinking of ways that I can change the rules up a little bit so that we can play it with them now.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I wouldn't recommend it for, a group of older people. If we were going to play it with our friends, it would be like a one-time thing, only because we've got it. We probably wouldn't have bought it for ourselves. It only plays up to 4, so it's not like a party game. Again, there's other better alternatives for that, but for kids and for families, I can't think of a better dexterity gateway game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
that's all we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, yeah, thank you very much again to Sweet Lemon. We really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to do this. If you go and check them out at Essen Spiel and you play this game, let us know how it goes. We do want to hear that, so leave a comment. I'll leave links to all of their information in the description, as well as our own social media and further information about this game. But yeah, till the next video, we'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Topito. Yeah?
Topito.
Topito.
Yeah. Topito.
Ha! Why is it suddenly so hard to pronounce?
You said, we've been sent a copy of this game.
This game!
You can just read it on the box.
With the candy cane stripes. Full disclosure? Let me try that again.